Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and citations to the hopefully elect. Coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Lord willing, this lesson may be edifying. Just a quick walk and talk through the spirit and a land back of the brothers in the camp that made a few lessons dealing with convenience. Now I'm going to title this lesson, Many Will Be Swayed by Convenience. All right? And we see what's happening what's happening in society, how this devil is going to use convenience and lying wonders to sway the people's mind, okay? To take the MOTB eventually, because that's what it's all leading up to. That's the main goal, is to have everyone under the banner of the MOTB. And when I mean under the banner, I mean everyone to take the MOTB, okay? For you to bow down, right? And we are in the process of, E is making people bow down to the image of the beast, and then to ultimately take the MARK of the beast, all right? So I want to read this in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. I'll read it in the KJV and the NLT as well. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. You see? Let's read that one again in the NLT. So that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. Okay? Look, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we already know how this devil operates. Okay? We already know that the plot that he has out against us. The scriptures talk about, you know what, let's get this first. The book of Psalms, chapter 64. Verse 6, and I'm going to read up above, but I just want to read this first. It says, as they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning, right? But see, that's the mindset that he has. He says, as they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan, right? Because see, this devil actually thinks that he is going to be successful in his NWO. This is what he actually thinks, right? I got two scriptures I want to get. Very elect. Because if it were possible, right? The book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. It says, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. The very elect ain't gonna be deceived by this, by these different plots, by these different schemes, by these false prophets. You got false prophets that are not even speaking on the MOTB. You got false prophets that are telling you the MOTB is not even the MARK of the beast, right? But see, the elect are not going to be deceived by this. You see, if it were possible, meaning it's not possible. Okay, but see, this is how how strong it's going to be, as it's pushed on the people. All right, meaning that's what it says, if it were possible, so a lot of people are going to be deceived, okay, into taking this. A lot of people's back is going to be against the wall a while of why they're going to take it. A lot of people are just going to take it because it's convenient, or it's the new wave or the new trend. You see? or they have been deceived by that lying wonder, or they'll just take it just because they don't want to rebel, right? Or they want to get in and fit in. So I'm going to go to the book of Job chapter 20, because I talked about, how this devil think he's going to be successful, with this whole plan, this whole plot that he have came up with. It's the book of Job chapter 20. All right, so I want to read this. I never read this in the NLT. Let's read this in the NLT. So it says, the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 20. Okay, so it says, they were always greedy and never satisfied. Think about this devil, right? When you think about the book of in the book of Habakkuk, right? The second chapter. Let's see if I can get that real fast. And I'm just going through the spirit, Lord willing. This lesson may be edifying. The book of Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5, it says, they also, because he transgressive. Let's read in the NLT. Wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. See, this devil is never at rest. He is constantly doing some type of wickedness. The scriptures talk about he can't sleep unless he do some sort of wickedness, right? Work evil upon his bed. Oh my goodness, man. I want to get into so many scriptures, man. The spirit just rolling, man. The water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. The book of Micah chapter 2, verse 1, it says, what sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night, thinking up evil plans? You rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out, simply because you have the power to do so. Now, what do the book of Job say? The book of Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Come on, man. This is this devil. Verse 2, when you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. Tell me this devil ain't doing this. All across the globe. Stealing all the land. Stealing all the resources. Okay? Taking people's heritages into himself. And crushing the true heritage, crushing people's true heritage, and then he remixes it as his own. Mixed with what? Mixed with iniquity. Mixed with folly. Verse 3 says, but this is what Yahweh says. I will reward your evil with evil. You won't be able to pull your neck out of the noose. You will no longer walk around proudly, for it will be a terrible time. And this is what we're waiting for. This is what we're waiting for. Okay? Here's the faith and the patience of the saints. Verse 4, and that day your enemies will make fun of you by singing this song of despair about you. We are finished. We are completely ruined. The Most High have confiscated our land, taken it from us. He has given our fields to those who betrayed us. All right? And now on the flip side, when you think about it, bro, our homeland got destroyed. Our homeland got taken for us, right? Our enemies left us in ruin. Our enemies mocked and sung, as is read in Psalms 137. When they said, raise it, raise it. Yeah, they was joyful upon our downfall. All the nations. They said, this is the day we so long looked for, which was the destruction of Israel. And we are looking for what? The destruction of Esau, Edom, and this power structure, this rulership, which is soon sure to come. Let's get back to the point. Let's go back to the book of Habakkuk. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5 again. It says, wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. They open their mouth as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many people. You see? And this is what they have done, right? When you read in the KJV, it talks about them never keeping up at home. They all in other people's lands, okay? Meddling into their affairs, stealing all their resources, destroying their culture over there, right? Putting his democracy, putting his philosophies, teaching his way of life in these countries, which is what? Death. Okay? Death. This is what you see, what happens when you go over there. That country is either laid desolate, right? Polluted, physically, or in the mind frame of those people, which eventually, through that land becomes polluted because it's not operating in a more of a natural manner as it used to. It might not be in its naturalist form, but it's more in order and it's more natural than America, Babylon the Great. It's less polluted than America, Babylon the Great. You see? So we're going back to the book of Job. I'm not trying to make this too long, but hey, now the spirit gets some time. I wish I had more time on my hands. Okay, so the book of Job, chapter 21, verse 20. The book of Job, chapter 20, verse 20, it says, they were always greedy and never satisfied. Nothing remains of all the things they dreamed about. You got to think. What is he constantly in dreaming about? What is he constantly in hopes for? The NWO, right? To have everybody in subjection by taking the mark of the beast. Everybody. That's why scriptures talk about small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. Yes, this is everybody. So verse 21, nothing is left after they finish gorging themselves. Therefore, their prosperity will not endure. In the midst of plenty, they will run into trouble and be overcome in misery. Because this is eventually what's going to take place. As it's read in the 22nd verse. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. He's going to be in troubles. Okay? While he think he's prospering, as he think he's accomplishing his mission, because he's going to get far, he's going to get some bits done, but he ain't going to be able to complete that. The Lord ain't going to allow that. So the Lord said he's going to be in straits. That's why it says they will run into trouble and be overcome by misery. Verse 23, may the Most High give them a belly full of trouble. May the Most High rain down his anger upon them. And that's what we letting you know. This is what coming to you, Esau, Edom. So you got this plot. You think, right? You think you're going to execute this and get this done, but you're not. You think you got it, the blueprint, you got it mapped all out, the stage is set. Yeah, okay, you do got it mapped out. You do got the blueprint. You do got the stage set. But you ain't going to accomplish this, man. So it says, when they try to escape an iron weapon, a bronze-tipped arrow will pierce them. The arrow is pulled from their back, and the arrowhead glistens with the blood. The tears of death are upon them. Okay? Destruction is going to be upon you. All right? And your precious America, Babylon the Great is going to be nuked. But you already know that. This is what you got the dumbs for. The deep underground military bases. Because you going to go hide. You going to hide. But what do it say in the book of Amos, the 9th chapter? Though they dig into hell, I will dig thee up, or bring thee up, so to speak. Okay? Fishers turn to hunters. The men are the Lord's battle axe and weapons of war. So, spiritual men, we're going to come get you. We're going to come get you. You see how you see those DC and Marvel characters? Right? Those great powers that they have? The powers of the elect going to have that and more. You see? So let's go back. Where was that? It's in the book of Job. So finish Job, Micah, Habakkuk. Finish Micah, finish Habakkuk, Job. Oh, Psalms. Yep. So back at the book of Psalms, chapter 64. Verse So verse 4, Psalm chapter 64, verse 4 says, they shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly. You know, and this is what he does. He's not in fear from the things that he is doing, as he is attacking the children of the Most High, the apple of his eye. But see, a lot of these things that they're doing in secret. But see, now we're at the time as his skirt is being lifted up, he is being revealed. See, he can no longer hide himself. He can no longer hide his plans as he was able to do 20 plus years ago, 30 plus years ago, 40 years ago. No. See, he is being outed. He's even being outed by his own people. That's why the scriptures talk about Egyptian should be against Egyptian. Okay? Get his own people out on him, letting the world know of the plans. And most of the people, 9 times out of 10 that do that, they call them whistleblowers. Yeah. For some reason, within the next few months, sometimes it could be the next few weeks, maybe a year or two after, this same individual, whether it be, you know, a whistleblower that works for NASA, that works for the government, you know, that works for the CDC, or, you know, some type of place in office, you know, where it's they're high up and they know secret information that they reveal. You know, some reason they just go on vacation. They decide, life is not worth living anymore. Let me just unalive myself and my family and my dog. You see this over and over and over because the devil's tactics it's nothing new. It's nothing new. And, you know, it be on their mindset, it be on their conscience to be like, yo, this nigga's crazy. This is what he's actually trying to do to the people of the world. You know, and they expose it, and it gets, you know, leaked out to the world. Okay, and they end up being unalived, them, their family, and more. Right? Showing you that we know that information they didn't really want to be leaked out, but the Lord put it on the spirit for it to be leaked out, for these things to be known, for these things to be publicized. You know, for the information of this devil to come out, his wicked plots. Okay, you even seen a situation with Aaron Russo. Okay, and information that Nick Rockefeller gave him about the what? The MARK. Let's talk about they wanted, you know, put this in everybody. You see, the CHIP, as we keep talking about. This thing is coming. Okay, and through convenience of everything, you know, is leading up to that. So it says, verse 5, they encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever notice? They ask. That's the mindset they got. Who's going to pay attention to what we're doing? Right? You know what? Let's just keep giving these people entertainment. Let's give them this bread and circus sack, whether it's, you know, by the way of false flags, you know, whether it's by the way of, you know, entertainment through sports or some type of media controversy. That's what they do. They try to keep people's, you know, trying to keep people off guard of what the hell is really taking place in the earth. Right? So verse 6, it says, as they plot their crimes, they say we have devised a perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. But what? But the Most High himself will shoot them with his arrows, suddenly striking them down. Their own tongues will ruin them, and all those who see them will shake their heads in scorn. Okay? So when you see it in the KJV, like it says, they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves. And that's what they have been doing. You know, writing things in journals that have been exposed, or letters that's being exposed, and talking amongst one another that's being recorded by another individual that's being exposed, or on camera talking about this. saying different things. That is being exposed. Yeah, all these different statements and plots are coming out, and they're being exposed. They're making their own tongue fall upon themselves. See, they thought that these things will never be revealed. They thought that these things will never be talked about and brought to the light, but they are, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, for us to know in these times of how this devil operate and how we should move and what not to take, what not to accept or what not to fall in line with. Okay, we already know. See, like we say, through the spirit, we got the cheat code. You see, we got the cheat code. So like I said, I know I went into it a little bit, kind of all over the place, but like I say, look, many's going to be swayed by convenience. Okay, many's going to be swayed by convenience. So like I said again, Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, we know what everything is coming to. We see it. We see what this digital system is doing. The way you got to pay for everything. Everything is going digital. That's why we talk about convenience. Brothers mentioned how Apple Pay is convenient. Credit cards with the CHIP is convenient. No one is carrying cash like that anymore. There's a very small few people that's carrying cash. Everyone got a digital payment method, whether it's Apple Pay, PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, and whatever these other apps that they have. Okay? A lot of people ain't carrying cash on hand like that. And then you got a lot of places that's going cashless. Right? Where they're not accepting cash. You got to pay by a Venmo or whatever this digital app is. It's all through convenience. You even see it when you get on the transit, like subways and buses. They got the digital system now where you just tap and go. They're not really doing that money thing like that no more. Most buses are transferring over, or if they haven't already transferred, already over. You ever wait in line, the people at the store that got doing a money transaction? Or on the bus or on the subway doing a money transaction? It takes all day, right? People behind them huffing and puffing, And what are they basically saying? Come on, man, get with the program. And a lot of people are going to get with the program because why? It's convenient, It's very convenient. I barely even carry cash like that, because the convenience. But I know, through the spirit, we know what this is ultimately coming to, or what's coming down the pipeline through this, So, I don't want to ramble on too much. I wanted to just touch on something quick through the spirit, to land back. Lord willing is edifying. Till next time, I want to say shalom.